Hello, everyone. Thanks for having us. I apologize for not being able to be with you, but once you hear our story, you might understand why. Um, my name is Becky Baranowski, and my son's name is Bram Koenig. And Bram has attended the Easter Seals Respite Camp and the Transition Camp here in Wisconsin. And our experience with the camp started a long time ago. My husband's best friend, he met his wife there. She was also a counselor, and he was, and that was in 1986. And they're still together and very happily married. So that's a neat story. I'll tell you a little bit about our story and Bram's story, about our family, and a little bit about his experience with Easter Seals Camp. Bram was diagnosed with autism around the age of 2. And we were surprised, although when we looked back at some of the milestones, there were a lot of clues, and we missed them. He was our 3rd child, so we thought his friends were, or his brothers rather, were talking for him and doing things for him. So that's why he wasn't meeting his milestones. And once he was diagnosed, we started therapy, ABA therapy in our home, 40 hours a week. And we did that for 4 years. Shortly after that, myself and my 3 boys found ourselves moving out of that home, and I became a single mother. The therapy continued 40 hours a week until Bram got to school age, and then he joined the early childhood classes in our school district. We are from Green Bay. He attended a special school, and it was for special needs kids. That's their entire population, and they had a different curriculum that helped all of those kids succeed. We were so lucky to have that in our community. We can fast forward to 2020, which is something we all love talking about, is COVID. But he also became a graduate from Sybil Hopp School, and COVID happened at the same time. So if you know anything about autism, you know that change is really hard, and that was a whole heck of a lot of change all at once. His ceremony was online, and it was different than everybody else's. It just was very traumatic for him. One, to not be going to that school anymore, and then not understanding maybe what graduation was. But regardless, we were very isolated for very long and lost nearly all of our skills that we had gained there over all those years. So the anxiety started going through the roof, and it was affecting everything that Bram did. And the only thing that he actually was able to do with a smile on his face was respite camp. The first experience of respite camp, of course, I emailed and worried, asking, how's Bram doing? How is Bram doing? And they were kind enough to calm me down and send me photos. And the photos I received were full of smiles. He went swimming a lot, which was his favorite. He went on the ropes course. He went down a zip line, which he had never done before. And he spent an evening dancing with some pretty girls on a riverboat. What's better than that? Since that first time, we've gone back, and each time he's made more friends and had more adventures. And it's an opportunity for Bram to be away from his family, somewhere safe, people that understand him. Easter Seals Camp is truly a beautiful setting. Wonderful counselors. The first counselor I left Bram with on the first camp knew exactly what to do with him. She was actually studying psychology somewhere down south and was in Wisconsin Dells for the summer. And when Bram gets very anxious, he hits, and he hits himself really hard in the head, and he will hit other people around him. And it's not because he's a violent person. It's because that's how his anxiety presents itself. Now that he's an adult and older, he's very strong, and it's not easy to see or be involved in. I've had plenty of x-rays from those incidences. But this young lady knew exactly how to calm him down, and that made it a little bit easier for me to leave also. Bram is non-vocal, and because of this, it's very frustrating for him not to be able to communicate as easily as all of us do. The nurses at camp assured me that he was in great hands, and that the emails, of course, calmed me down, and I could tell that they had done this before, and I could trust them. And I did, and so did Bram. I have yet to find another place that welcomes what others see as challenging individuals and sees the light in them and not the disability. Bram has always been treated like he has always wanted to be treated, just like everyone else. There aren't a lot of places that he can go that he feels that way. Aside from all of this wonderfulness, I myself and family got to spend a little bit of time away from Bram also. Being with him is a full-time job. I had to quit my job as a teacher and stay home. And so it's nice to have a little bit of a break every once in a while. Those opportunities are extremely rare. It's hard to find people to spend time with an individual that is aggressive. Not a lot of people want to sign up for that job. And our stress levels do get pretty high at times, and it's exhausting. And it's not easy for us to find things that include someone like my son. Through all these camp experiences, he's gained so much more self-confidence and skills. And Mom's learning to let go of her youngest son. Respite camp has helped us immensely along the way. Bram has mentioned he would love to work at camp someday and help new campers learn like he has. That being said, we appreciate all that the Easter Seals Respite Camp has done for us and our family and my son Bram. And I hope that you understand a little bit better how big of a deal the whole thing is. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.